let's switch it up.
We've been holding back way too much. Welcome to the breakup diet.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Breakup Diet. This is Yaz and Ilms. Wow, the year has ended. WTF has gone on.
I know, it's gone so fast this year, I think. Like crazy. If you actually think about it, I feel like the first part of the year was kind of slow.
It was dragging.
Yeah, and then it just went bang. I think from March, if I'm honest, March to now, don't know what's happened.
Don't know what's happened, but I feel like everything that could have happened has happened, and I'm just like, oh my god, let's chill for a sec.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been chilling now the last few weeks, and I'm like ready to go back into overdrive. I'm ready for the new year.
Oh my god, that is exciting. So, this year, what are some things you've learned?
I've learnt so much this year.
You've been through your first breakup this year.
Yeah, I've been through my first breakup. I feel like I had lots of dramas in my life, like my personal life, lots of different dramas. So to deal with those, I've had to deal with those. And yeah, stronger for it, but there's lots of different breakups I've had this year. I've had every single breakup you could possibly have this year. I'm ready to have no breakups next year. I just talk about them.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
what you're meant to do. This is what it's for.
Honestly, I'll just talk about other people's breakups and give advice. I don't want any more. I've had it all in one year, all intense. Leave me alone.
I feel like this year for a lot of people has been a big purge where everyone's gone through seismic shifts this year.
Yeah.
But it's been insane. Everyone around me, people who are in relationships, yeah, and I'm talking long-term relationships, all broken up.
Yeah, I've heard that too, actually, a lot of people. For me, I think it's the age I'm at, because I'm 25, so that is kind of getting 25 when it starts to be oh, might not just be a boyfriend for 2 years, this might actually be a boyfriend for longer, So I think people are starting to actually think about that stuff a bit more. Also with jobs, they're nah, now it's time to start to lock in.
Yeah, be set with my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think boys happen
organically.
No, I mean with that mindset kind of starts to happen at 27, 28.
Yeah, and ours just kicks in when we're 25. 25 was a big shift for me. That was when the pandemic happened.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
That was when my life actually flipped upside down.
That's actually so crazy that was then. For me, I was 21 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also the shittest years to have it, because it's the prime time out being a ratchet hoe
of your youth. And I feel that's why a lot of people have gone on the off the rails this year, don't you reckon? People have partied harder, loved harder, drinking harder.
Yeah, I keep saying that. When I was going out a few months ago and a month ago, I felt like I was 18 again. I was why am I out till 4 a.m.?
We're making up for lost time. That's what this year's also kind of taught us.
Yeah, I think a big lesson I've learned this year is I'm going to live in the present. I'm not going to think about the future which I know is so I don't know, it feels so counter from what I normally would do. It feels the opposite. But you cannot control the future, really, and you can't fall in love with the potential, even with your life. So I think, yes, you have to have goals and you have to work towards something, because I think that's healthy, but you have to enjoy the moment. I'm enjoying my moments all the time.
Yeah, that's the way to go, and I feel you should just always have stuff.
Yeah, you just have to be in the present. I know everyone thinks oh, you should be is this my husband, or is he gonna be this? No.
Just be present, enjoy what it is for what it is.
Yeah, if you're there and you're thinking, I'm having a really nice time with this person, we get on really well, don't try to think of all the other things, because at one point it will come up and it will change if it's meant to, otherwise it won't.
Yeah.
Because also people do change. I don't think, I do think people change.
Yeah, oh my god, people grow in their own different directions. It's inevitable.
Yeah, you're so different from when I first met you. Same with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, really?
You're so different.
But do you think that's just because you met me and that was the facade I obviously give off when you first meet me? Because I always think about that. Do you think I actually changed, or it's just because that's what it's like when you first meet someone? You know what I mean?
I'm
sometimes.
Not sure, but then we have gone through really crazy life experiences this last year.
Yeah, true.
So I'm definitely seeing so much growth in you. And you're obviously like in your 20s, like you are gonna grow like massively every year.
Yeah. But still, I always think about that. Like your first impressions when you meet someone. Because you know when you meet someone, I'm going to give you an example.
Yeah, yeah.
So I meet somebody, like, I'm talking about a girl, right?
Mhm.
In the gym. I used to kind of like see her in the gym and be like, she seems like a bitch. I gotta be honest. Like I was like, I don't know why. She seems kind of scary.
Mhm.
Like she might be lovely. Never spoken a word to her
Mhm.
in my life at this point. Nothing. Anyway, my perception without knowing her would be like, oh, she's a bit like scary. You know, I'm a bit intimidated. Ugh, you know. One time I spoke to her. She's the nicest person ever, and now we chat all the time. She's so sweet. And my first impression without meeting her was completely different. And I know for a fact that I often I have a resting bitch face. But if you talk to me, I'm quite nice.
Yep, that's what it. 3 things that we're grateful for this year.
You can go first.
Oh my gosh, okay. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for all my friends around me. I feel like I've got the best like network of people. I'm grateful for saying just like no to things, like quitting my job. That was like honestly probably like the most biggest thing that I'm proud of this year.
I don't think you would have done that unless you like had this going on to push you a bit.
I was planning to quit this year anyway, just because I had like the 30s, like not 30s crisis, but like the 30s reflection. Where I'm like, I've spent my 20s doing things for like other people, like did the degree for my friend, for my family, like got married because that's what society wants me to do. 30s, I'm like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and what I want to do is just to make people laugh and like do modeling, do socials, like talk.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I only said that because I feel like it definitely helped having something that was consistent going on to like be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, oh my god, there was so many consistencies like
Yeah,
going on. It
it's
was
not
great.
just this. I mean, in general. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when you were having those discussions, but it was like more that I think it would have been more scary if you didn't have something as consistent as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Not saying it was the whole thing, obviously.
Yeah.
Like-
It's just like a lot of things that just pushed me to make this decision. I'm so glad I did.
Especially also because with yours, it was like going from a job like that where it's so intense in finance, like 9 to 5, then being completely thrown into being a creator type of thing would have been really scary.
Yeah. I think like
Because if you look at it, like it's so flexible, and then having that, you would have had a massive jump if you had nothing that was. I'm not even talking just about this, but like if you didn't have certain things that were kind of already in place. That's why I feel like before you quit, you kind of had.
yeah, I
that.
definitely had like a foundation built, and that's what last year was for me. I think I said that in last year's episode, like our year-end episode, where I'm like, I think I've built like a really strong foundation year, and now it's like life is so different. Like I've gone from like being really regimented to now where I'm like, no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
Like my week, I literally like I don't know what next week or where next week is gonna take me. Like
It's kind of fun.
It's really fun and I love it, and I feel like so happy that I've made that decision.
I like a mixture.
Yeah.
I like a bit of consistency because there's certain things I like to do that I know that I like to do, but then I also don't like it too much. I'm like a hybrid worker.
I think we all are after the pandemic. We just want a mix of everything.
Yeah, I don't think I could be able to do a job now that is in office every single day.
No.
Even if it was like 3 days, I think I could do it, but not every single day. Even that would be a push for me, considering like.
Oh, 3 days was a push. Like if I still was working in the office 2 days a week, I would have still stayed at the office. The 3-day killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they added the 3rd day last year, and I was like, oh, like I can't do this.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. What are you grateful for? 3 things.
Well, besides the obvious things of like family, health, support, those are like obviously the big ones that I would have to say.
Yeah.
I definitely am. I'm happy with my support. I'm super, super close to my family now, which is really nice. I mean, I've always been close, but like, especially my mum, like I could tell her anything, which I love. You know, when you get to a certain age and I could literally tell my mum anything.
Oh.
I could tell her about sex, which I could tell her about literally anything. If I had a boss being a dickhead, I could tell her if my friends are being bad, anything, you know, which I really like, which is probably she's like my best friend, which I'm happy for. But she's always been my best friend, but it's different now, I think, because I'm older.
You're a lady now.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny when you get older, you like look at your parents, you're like, oh, it's your first time doing everything too.
Yeah, you like get them so much more.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing either. Like, and when you're younger, you look at them thinking that they must know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they do know a lot more than you, but it's still like, they don't know all the answers. I think that's kind of cute when you get older. So I'm grateful for my mum. What else am I grateful for? Grateful for doing this and sticking with it, even though it's hard. Like, because it is really hard, and being consistent and releasing every single week. Because all of that, like, we haven't stopped. That's a lot. When you actually think about it, like most people take breaks and stuff like this, even though we've gone on holidays, it's still a lot to release an episode every single week for an entire year. Massively grateful for that achievement, and also for people listening, because finally, like, we've started to get consistent listeners all the time. So that's really exciting. So I'm very grateful for that. Grateful for my life in general, because I've been saying a lot of yeses to things. I've been having a lot of fun.
That's so good. I'm so proud of you. This year has been like, you've really blossomed into this like fierce, independent woman. Like everything that you do, it goes unnoticed.
No,
like your work ethic, everything. Like everyone sees that you're just like this like powerhouse.
No. I don't know if that's true yet. I feel like this is a building year still. You know what you said about your
last year foundation year?
I feel like I'm still in a foundation year.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to be out of the foundations. Like, give me the house or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like
the skyscraper, actually, because that's what you're gonna get.
I hope. Yeah. The last maybe 6 months. No, not 6 months, because I was sad. But the last like 3 months, I've had a lot of fun. Like, I've been saying yes to a lot of things. Like, I recently, well, not recently now, but a few months ago, I went to New York with my girlfriends. That was the first trip I've had since my breakup. That I've actually, not my first trip since my breakup, but my first trip since my breakup that I've actually had a lot of fun. And that's not because before I wasn't doing amazing things and going to the most amazing places with my friends, but I still wasn't having fun because I didn't feel myself. Even though it was months after, or, you know what I mean? Like, even when I went to Saint Tropez with all the girls, beautiful place, most amazing holiday, most amazing people, but I still wasn't having fun because it was like, I was hurting.
There was always something in like the back of your mind, and that's what breakups do to you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A couple of months.
Even like I went to the Monaco Grand Prix and stuff too, and like that's an amazing experience. Yes, I had fun moments there, don't get me wrong, but I still wouldn't say that I had fun. Whereas like this trip that I recently went on was, well, not that recent, but recently-ish went on, was really fun because I just felt happy within myself. So that way anything we were doing was fun because I had a lingering sadness.
Oh, yeah. You've been set free, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strong on the diet, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are 3 things you want to achieve next year?
I want this to grow. I want to get, so podcast related, I want this to grow. I want to get really cool guests on. I want to hear more listener stories. That's all to do with podcast things. I also want the podcast to be more of a lifestyle. So that's a goal of mine.
The diet is a lifestyle, baby.
Yeah, I don't want it to just be like a podcast that people listen to once a week. I want to make it somehow incorporate into life somehow. Not sure exactly how yet, but I have a few ideas.
So I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, I want to make that grow. Next year, I also want to just be really, really, really happy with myself. Like every year, I feel like I get more confident and I get more sure of myself. And whether that's just an age thing, I don't know. But I feel like I've got to a point where I'm like that with myself and I'm sure of myself, but not 100%, So I want to just keep going upwards, not downwards with that.
You always go upwards, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you get sometimes like a shit. I want to say yes to more things next year as well. I want to travel, see the world, have fun. What about you?
Well, this new year, there's a lot of changes. I have something to announce to everyone. It's not a baby. I am leaving the pod. This is my last episode. I will be relocating to Australia for a bit, so yeah.
How long are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for a while. I'm going to go for 3 months. So it's you now.
Oh, no,
So excited. Like,
Sorry.
the breakup diet has been and always was Yaz's idea from the start. This has been her baby. The fact that, like, she even let me to, like, have a little piece of it, I feel so grateful.
You have to come back and do some guest episodes.
I'll come back, hopefully with some more interesting stories. I feel like I've been so single and not
No.
in the place to give relationship advice because I'm not in any.
No, but I think that's important too. Like, it's not all about the diet. There's lots of different phases. You know what I mean? Like, as we know from a breakup, there's so many different phases, and you can jump between the phases and go back in between every single thing.
Yeah.
So you're just in your not interested in men phase.
Yeah. I hope in my time that I've been here, you guys have learned some interesting, fun ways to shift your perspective. So one thing I've like kind of preached about a lot here is to base your identity around yourself and not men. So do the things that you would do for men, but to yourself. Give yourself all the energy that you deserve, the love that you deserve, because at the end of the day, like, you really only have yourself. If you can build the home within you, you can find a home within anyone else.
True. Plus, at the end of the day, you've got to count on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't rely on yourself.
Also, it's more fun if you are super sure of yourself and you have that within you actually can love somebody better too.
I agree. Yeah, it's such a better headspace to be in a relationship.
Yeah, because if you go into a relationship when you're kind of just looking for a bit of reassurance or looking, to fill a void because you don't want to be alone, I don't think those relationships, I mean, sometimes they do, but really turn out the best because you're shifting all your energy into somebody else, and then they also don't get the best person.
Yeah, because I think if you're seeking from validation elsewhere, you're just not in the headspace to be in a relationship. Find that validation within yourself, give yourself that, and then you're going to be in the best place to find relationship, the best place for your career, for your friends, and that's what you deserve, not fuck everyone, you deserve.
It's just hard. It is just hard because it's scary being alone. Like, that's the reality of it. Everyone gets that you should find a home within yourself, but otherwise everyone would probably be single. Like, in the entire planet, most people would be, because so many people go into relationships not turning up as that person. But it is scary being alone, but it's more scary being with the wrong person.
That's right. That was the point I was trying to get at. Another thing I hope you've learned from me: no contact, no revenge. We are not basing our identity with our exes after the breakup. That is so embarrassing. That energy that you're basically giving to your ex is the energy you should be giving to yourself.
I think that is the best healthy way to do it. But I don't always follow my advice, I give, to be fair. Like, yes, ideally, if I was Yaz ChatGPT or whatever they call her off the Love Island, you know that girl? Anyway, if I was like her and was AI, then I would be like, yes, do that.
But Ilm's GPT is telling you no contact, no revenge, because that is the best way to grow.
Exactly. That's what 30 is. That comes in your 30s.
Number 3, stop caring about what other people think. They don't own your life. They're not the drivers of your life. You've got the steering wheel. You control it. Feel empowered to do so. It's your life. You're not selfish or a bad person for doing your own thing, for doing what's right for you.
People don't actually care what you do, really.
Right.
Like, that's something I have, going back to the first questions at this beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I used to care more about what people thought of me, and I think that's just because I wasn't happy within myself, so then you think people care more about you than they actually do. What I've learned from this year is even if you get into some drama, even if people are talking about you for a hot second because you did something embarrassing or you did something a bit scandalous, they might talk about it for a hot second, but really, the people that are talking about it a lot too generally don't have much going on in their life because they have to bitch about you. So, like, get over yourself, and also you're a fan. And then number 2, like, realistically, like, who's more embarrassing? The person that sat there gossiping about you all the time, not once, okay? Because most people like little gossip, like, whatever. But the ones, if they're like, you know, keep bringing it up to different people and they're like getting off and bringing it up. I'm like, who's the embarrassing person? The fact that you have to bring it up to all these different people and bitch about me and you're getting off on it, your life obviously isn't that interesting, or you have too much time on your hands that you care what I'm doing because I don't even know what you do at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And realistically, like, on the grand scheme of things, no one actually cares. Everyone else is battling their own things. So you're good to just do your own thing. Like, the right people will be there for you, and I'm sure you do have the right people around you.
And I also don't think if somebody's making fun of you for something, for example, if someone was making fun of us because of this podcast and what we were saying,
Get up and do this.
yeah,
See how easy it is. Get up. Come on.
and also, I don't think if they're the right person or if they're meant to be in your life, they care. Because, for example, with an ick, when you like somebody and they give you an ick, if you really like somebody, you don't care about the ick. But if you don't like them, you care about the ick. So if you have an ick from watching the podcast, for example, just go away. And you don't need to be in the live. And, you know, so that's with like caring about things. You know, I don't care what somebody else thinks, really. They don't have to sit here and talk to me, and they're making the active choice to listen.
Fun behavior, but just feel empowered to do what's right for you. We're all on our own separate paths, what other people want to do, the stuff that they want to say. It's just really none of our business and our interest, even. Like, I'm not really interested in anyone that I'm not in a competition with.
Like, most people do have stuff to say, whether you're doing good or bad. So
you may as well just do exactly what you want.
Yeah, and normally, the better you do, the more they have to say as well. It's like you see all these big people that have like loads of trolls, and that's because they're doing really well too a lot of the time.
They're doing something right.
Yeah. So all publicity is good publicity. So
Amen.
Comment on the pod, like the pod, share it with your friends. If we say something scandalous, I would like you to send it to everyone. Thank you.
And then number 4, the fourth thing that I hope you guys have taken away from me, therapy. Therapy is so freaking powerful in your healing growth journey. I definitely wouldn't be the person, the strong, assertive woman that I am without 2 years of intense therapy. Like the stuff that I've gone through, like a divorce, a breakup, going through losses, mourning people that are still alive. It's not normal for the brain. If you really think about it, your nervous system is like completely disintegrated, and that takes time to rebuild and to feel a bit normal and have more control in your life. And I think mental health, talking things out via therapy, especially someone that's qualified, is such a powerful way to heal. And I really am like the biggest advocate for it.
Yeah, it's true. It's also so different having therapy to talking to your friends or talking to your family, because they don't know, even if you work with a therapist for a long time, they don't know you. They know you on a personal level, but it's like different from being like in your social group or being a parent, because they're always going to be biased or have their own opinions because of, you know, different situations. So it's so different having somebody that is completely removed from that element of your life that you're talking to, because they'll give you clear advice.
And just having like someone impartial is so good for your growth, and you get really great feedback on your behavior that's not clouded by who you were before, or, you know.
The one thing though with therapy, which I actually haven't found, is you have to really, really like your therapist, and like it has to click. It's like a full-on relationship. So
it's like dating.
Yeah, I feel like once you go through a few, then you find the correct one.
And the final point that I think, well, I hope that you've learned from me is to be proactive, not reactive. I think with the relationships, and I guess in life in general, you can't really think that one thing is like your be-all or your end-all. And this is like an example I can provide is like my marriage. Yeah, he was wealthy and all that. I still kept my job because you just never know. You always gotta have like a somewhat of a loose action plan, because you just don't know where life is gonna take you.
Yeah, you don't want to be controlled. I think that's the scariest thing. Like, I think the men, this is just a personal view, I think the men that want you to leave your job, if it's not coming, obviously, I'm talking about a specific type of man that I've come across a few times. Feel like,
But heck, I married him.
yeah, but obviously there are exceptions. But I think a man, if they're so persistent on you leaving your job, not wanting you to work, not wanting you to do anything, so that they just want to control over you, like they want to be able to control what you're doing, what you're wearing, where you're going, how you act. So I don't think you can give somebody that amount of control. Like always have a
Backup plan. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. A backup plan. Your own job, your own finances. You gotta have your own independence. Don't lose yourself to anything.
Yeah, and if you are going to leave your job or do something that like this and it's the correct thing at the time, you think, at least have like a safety net of that you have savings there from before, that you know if worst case scenario you have something to like get you out of a sticky situation. And then also make sure when you do leave your job and all this, you're doing it in a nice way and a correct way that it doesn't implicate you in the future. So like if you need another job or if they can like vet for you or give you a good recommendation or something, so that way if you do let it go, you still have something you can maybe get back into or have a good name for yourself out there.
Yeah, just like maintain all your networks, maintain your independence, be kind, be respectful. Don't let yourself get in a situation where it's scary. My final few words, I just want to say, all defeat is psychological. So are breakups. You control how you react. You control how you steer the wheel. You've got this on your own, by yourself. And that's it. Over to you, Yaz. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, so keep listening if you want to hear me talk, basically, because it's going to just be me from now on, with a lot of guests, though.